To our first EP collab, man. Oakland Vallejo, the Bay Area, stand up. I'm from that town. She from Vallejo. She said let's collab. She said okay. We all should play. Hot potato. Whoever got the hottest vibe wants the name. Challenge accepted. It's me. I'm the best. Like creative players on hunters, no less. The lines in your forehead just told me you stressing. Got G-O-D on me side. Ooh, he blessed me. All these lies they tell it's a vaccine. They're acting it's so bad like it's wrestling. Keep my circle so small it's insane. If you made the cut then you're part of my team. Just like bowling at plank or strikes don't cut her. Attracted to the mind but I like mine's hooder. She gotta have a pretty face too.
Hey y'all, good evening. Please excuse the robe. Obviously, I am Mrs. Best. Welcome to the channel. It is very, very cold in my house, and PG&E like to raise our rates and all that crazy stuff. So I'm going to wear a robe instead of, turning on the heater. Anywho, welcome to the channel. I am happy to be here. I am happy for anybody who is here to watch, whether you're watching live or watching the live replay. We are here to go over 90 Day the Single Life. We will be going over the episode titled Chantel Gets a Taste, Season 4, Episode 8. I am aware that 90 Day Fiancé has premiered, but I don't think I'm going to cover it. I have a lot going on with my job outside of YouTube. I also have other things going on, so I will be watching, but I will not be covering. Anywho, you guys, the way I do things when I go over 90 Day the Single Life is I will discuss each single person and what happened with them in the entirety of the episode. And we will talk our stuff, give our opinions, all of that. Be sure to be respectful in the comments towards each other, but talk your shit when it comes to the cast. They signed up for it. Anywho, we're going to start with Chantel, whom the episode is named after. Chantel, for those who are unsure, was with Pedro. He's from the Dominican Republic. His family always kind of thought they were using her for citizenship and all of that. And as soon as he came up, he was done, left her ass. So it is what it is. I'm sure there's stuff we also don't know that caused them to split, but their families were a problem. So Chantel is in Greece. She's been running around Greece looking for someone to date. She has said in earlier episodes of this season that she intentionally wants to find someone who's not American. Why she wants to do that after Pedro, I'm entirely unsure, but that's what she wants. So she has 2 days left in Greece. She met this guy named Giannis, who's a football player. Football being soccer, not that bullshit here in the US. I am clearly not a football fan. Anywho, she goes to an event. He invites her to this restaurant. Things have been going well. They've been kissing, spending time together, going to events. He really has kind of helped her to have a good vacation. And while out at this dinner, which is I believe the day before she leaves, a day or two, which is going to be the theme for most of the people we discuss. They're all leaving the person that they have of interest dating wise. She eats a snail. And I don't know why I had a feeling that her eating snails was going to be something obviously that she didn't like. I think snails is an acquired taste. If you can get past the taste, the texture is going to catch you. I have had escargot. It was not nasty. It was just the texture was a little weird, but it is what it is. Anywho, she eats a snail, calls it slimy. She says she does not like it, though, then ask him for a kiss. And I thought it was weird that she asked him for a kiss instead of just giving him one or something, but I get the fear of rejection. But when she asked for the kiss, he did look slightly annoyed. He was very into his friends. And she feels he's giving less energy towards her. So, she says in a confessional, she has this idea of just like a romantic dream. It seems Chantel is a hopeless romantic, but that's unrealistic. The people hoping and wishing for that type of love either find it and it doesn't last, or they never find it. Romance should be a part of your relationship, in my opinion, but it's not going to be like I don't know. Because then again, now that I'm talking about it, I'm like, my husband, though he irritates me, I do feel a lot of romance there, even if we're just alone. But Chantel wants something that just seems like a Disney movie, and she's not going to find it. And yeah, anywho, she feels the dude has changed his energy and is a little less interesting. While at dinner, it does seem like he's not giving her the most attention. And she does ask about their chemistry. And he explains, like, listen, we have great chemistry, but it's different between you and I because you're going to be leaving. And he doesn't like to rush things when dating. and it's forcing it to become rushed if she's leaving. My thing is, get a phone number. Maybe someday you can move across the world, but who wants to wait on that? You never know. Like for a lot of people, especially visiting Greece, they save for many, many months or years, however long people save. So he doesn't know that he'll see her again. And then she's doing this with cameras in his face too. So I don't know. My thing is, that's a red flag, Chantel, because he could have easily fucking told you that. He could have easily told you that. Like, before the dinner, instead of continuing to be around you and make you feel away. So I don't know what's going to happen with that, but I said it in my first recap of the premiere episode. I do not think she will find any love or a boyfriend or nothing in Greece, especially when you're walking up to people in the club, as her friends instructed her to do, which is how she met Giannis. Just, you got to get 5 numbers for the night. Those are the friends that are going to get you laid, not find love. So, and it looks like it's leaning towards that way. So that's all we got from Chantel this episode. Please do me a favor and like the video if you can, or if you haven't already. I appreciate it. It is an easy way to support my channel as well as other creators' channels. You know, when you like our videos, it does the most for us. So the next person we're going to discuss is Natalie. Natalie is someone who irks my soul. I think that she's a gold digger with unrealistic expectations and expects a man to just care for her. I don't think she wants to work unless it's doing acting. And that's just my opinion. But Natalie meets with Josh. And they ended the last episode with her walking towards him. And she didn't speak. But I said it. I was like, I feel like she's going to walk around to get into the little eatery. Because that's just what they do when you sit outside a lot of the time. So she tells Josh when they meet that she is not getting what she wants. No shit, Natalie. You're not always going to get what you want. She says that Josh has not tried, because she has not seen his home, been able to meet his daughter, like things that you would expect to see and do when you're in a relationship with someone. She's expecting that. She's not getting it. But why do you need to see his house? I get wanting to know where he lives, but why do you need to come in his home? That's a private place, and you guys have been tumultuous and rocky. And the whole reason Natalie moved to California was supposed to be so that she and this man could try to work on their relationship. Supposedly. I think she moved to California because she's like, ooh, Josh is a producer. He got money. He'll help me. That's why she pressured his ass to help her. She's been the drama in this relationship. She's been the problem. She's been demanding. She's been unrealistic. She did not take the interviews he got him seriously and use it as an opportunity to question his cousin about him. I don't like how Natalie's moved, and now she's making it seem like it's only him. So pretty much when he tries to speak, she doesn't let him speak. And then does this dramatic thing where she like holds her head down. And I'm just like, girl, if you don't pick up your head, Natalie. She drives me insane with that. She's just extra and dramatic. He does tell Natalie that he has obligations and cannot give her what she seems to want. Seems like he wants to break up with her. And, you know, she then says that he does not love her, which is obvious, and they break up. I'm glad that it's over. I knew this wasn't going to work. I think Natalie is a problem, and until she works on herself, I don't think she's going to be able to find love unless she finds a simp or someone, no shade, like Michael. She has to be accountable with herself before she can find love and be accountable with other people. Personally, I'm annoyed with Natalie because you knew what you were getting when you met this man before you even became a couple with him, and they complained about all that you were getting. So that lets me know that you were just staying in it for either sex or stability. Like, it just seems like her and her mother expect for a man to take care of them. And I don't like her mom either. She seems ungrateful. I understand you prefer your daughter with Michael, but still be respectful to Josh, because Josh is the reason that you have a roof over your head and a car to drive and some more stuff. So yeah, that's just how I feel. But they're broken up. At least it was peaceful and it didn't go anywhere that was negative. What we're going to get into next, because that's all we got from Natalie as well, we are going to get into John. This is probably going to be a really fast recap, you guys. Apologies that you got to look at my boring face in this damn robe. You know what I'm saying? And sorry, it's going to be short. Not a lot happened this episode, so it is what it is. But John is in Las Vegas, where he lives. He has Megan, who's visiting him out there, which I think is nice. His brother and his sister-in-law pretty much shit on him and told her this is the worst person basically that you can marry. They said everything that would scare a woman away. He's not responsible. He doesn't want kids. Be careful. They almost looked out for her more than him, but it just appeared as negative to me. And after hearing all of that from the date, Megan is concerned about John not wanting more children. And she does want more children, and she wants to speak with him about it. So they go to a bar. They're supposed to be kicking it because it's the night before she leaves. And she speaks to him to find out if he'll ever be able to change his mind about wanting children, which he does say that he could eventually, but she's trying to move way too fast. Just because you have a kid, to anybody, women or man, just because you have a kid doesn't mean you can expect anybody else to rush the timeline and the naturalness of falling in love and wanting to support you. Don't give a fuck about if you need stability. The only one who cares probably is your kid. No one else is expected to care. So I get that. I think it's responsible what she's doing, but you cannot rush people. So she explains that if he does not move to Texas soon, that she doesn't know how they're going to be able to be together. And this frustrates him, understandably, because homegirl basically gave him an ultimatum. And in my opinion, ultimatums generally don't work unless there's someone who's just solely the person who fucked up and wants to change or something. Like, ultimatums just never end well. So he's frustrated. It feels frustrated by the ultimatum. Ultimately, he feels like she's pulling away from him. She does end up going back to to San Antonio, Texas, where she resides. And it looks like next week they'll talk about it some more. But for his brothers to do that much damage from a conversation which should have been a simple dinner and a way to get John out of his house, Mr. I want my brother to be responsible. I didn't like that because now it's caused all these types of issues. So we'll see how they overcome it. They've been talking to each other for a little while. They seem to have enough respect for each other to speak appropriately. So we will see what happens with Megan and John next week. Veronica. No Tim this week. We just heard his name a cajillion times because Jamal is insecure as hell, in my opinion, and acting like a bitch. I'm saying it. Jamal and Veronica are on the way home from their double date with Tim and Louisa. And Jamal wants Tim and Veronica to set boundaries with each other. I feel like the stuff that happened at the reunion in prior seasons between Tim and Jamal, fine. I can understand him having an issue with that and Tim being so a part of their relationship. But if they're best friends, you can't expect her to put boundaries on her best friend when you can't even fucking commit to wanting to move out there with her. That's my thing that irritates me about Jamal. I need boundaries. I don't like this friendship. I don't like this. Well, what the fuck are you doing to incentivize her to want to get rid of her best friend to be with you? Who, in my opinion, look like you like boys. I'm just saying, nothing's wrong with it. It's okay. But he was just way too like about throughout this whole fight for me to just take him seriously at all. So they continue arguing, and it seems like Jamal is just looking for shit to be mad about. I really don't think he wants to be with her. I think he realizes that the baggage might be too much. And she tries to explain stuff to him, and he asks her questions, and then, as she said, is getting upset with him. So they get to the house. She leaves his ass in the car and goes inside. She's mad. She's demiking. And when they're talking, she does try to hold him accountable. And he says that he's not going to allow her to raise her voice at him. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but if I'm mad, I'm going to fucking yell. And as long as I'm not abusing you, calling you out your name and doing all of that, then I'm going to yell. We're not going to be able to be together if you're going to tell me I can't yell in a relationship. You're not going to allow it, as you just went off, yelled, and threw a fit with this woman, Jamal. So he says he's not a child. And then she's like, really? That's what you're going to do? Which a lot of men who don't have kids, from the friends I have who date, the ones who are worth it, the moms, not the baby moms, but the friends I have who date and are single, like, seems like men, whenever they get mad, like, I'm not your kid. She don't want another kid. Trust and believe men. If they wanted another fucking kid, they'd have one. They don't want another kid. So they're not trying to treat you like one. They want you to not act like the kid. But, I don't know. He just seems impossible, feminine, and extremely manipulative, Jamal. I don't think he has a right to be upset at Veronica for any of this because he's not really giving her anything. He doesn't want to move to Charlotte. He doesn't like that she's friends with Tim. He's just always finding something to complain about. I think they probably have good sex, but I don't think that they're good for each other in the long run. I think Veronica needs someone who's more mature, more together, and obviously who lives near her. And she's going to have to find a man who is extremely confident in who he is. Jamal, in my opinion, is insecure. I think that's why he's freaking out about Tim. And it's like at some point, get over it, because this guy's important to Chloe. If you take Veronica out of it, Chloe is her daughter. And so even if she puts that boundary, he's still going to be invited to graduations, family events, holidays. So it's kind of impossible. Now, if this was just the best friend, yes. But being that this is basically Chloe's father, get over it, dude. Get over it. Or don't date people with children. I stand with that. I always say if I were single, I would not date anyone with children because I don't want to deal with the bullshit. The bullshit's either going to come from a baby mama, the child could be evil or something running after you, or you're just going to deal with the discomfort and worry, of other things. So for me, I don't think people with kids should date people without kids and vice versa. I just feel like it makes sense. But everybody's different. Some people have made it work, but with Jamal, I don't think it will. I don't think it will. So the last person we are going to discuss of this 16-minute video thus far is going to be Miss Debbie. Y'all know I love Miss Debbie. She was kissing and hugging llamas at the beginning of the season. Miss Debbie has been in Miami visiting, who she calls Ruben the Cuban. Love that. Love it so much. She is on a date and on the way to meet his parents, who we know that he fully cares for. We find out when she goes to meet his dad that his mother is in the hospital because she has pancreatic cancer, which is one of the hardest cancers to have. So prayers out to her and his family as well. I hope that she is healed and survives and all of these positive things. But because of the situation with his parents, he explains, I like you, but if we make it work in the long run, you may have to move to Miami because I cannot just leave my family. He had to move back home to his family in order to, care for them, which I think is a commendable thing. Our parents care for us their whole lives. We shouldn't have to take care of them just when they're regular adults. But when my dad get old, like when my dad is 80, and if he's too tired to work and got enough retirement, I will happily let him live with me, care for him and stuff like that. But let's say if he's 60 like he is now, nah, you still got a little life left to you. So you still got it. But I think that's commendable what he's doing. Debbie says that they need to build a foundation first and take their time with what they're doing, build trust, those things before she can consider that. Ruben in his loud hat understood. Look at the difference, you guys, though, between how these older people, Debbie is 67, Ruben is 58, and the rest of the cast is. Older people know what they want. They know how to communicate what they want in a respectful way. And then in addition to that, they discuss it to figure out if it's going to work, and they take their time. There's definitely a difference in how they are approaching dating to how younger people approach dating. And maybe if we all took our time a little bit, we could end up in situations that, hey, it may not last forever, but at least it lasted for a good amount of time and did not bring drama. It brought peace or something. So that's all that happened with this episode. I am rooting for each person on the show. I am not surprised by certain things like this boy, Giannis, not being as interested in Chantel. I am not surprised at the breakup between Natalie and Josh. I'm not surprised. I'm also not surprised at the things that John's brother said impacted he and Megan. So I'm curious to see how these stories end. I appreciate everybody who tunes in. I appreciate everybody who watches my live replay. You guys make all of this, possible. I just appreciate every single person. So we are going to end the live by playing the song that came in on the intro, which is called Let's Fucking Collab by Oso Best, who is a Bay Area artist and rapper. This song is featuring V Money V Manifested, who is also a Bay Area artist and rapper. It is the intro to all of the lives that I do because it's positive. Plus, I collab with a lot of people, artists, things like that. We will end the live there. We'll be back again next week with another 90 Day The Single Life recap. The next recap I will have for television will be tomorrow. if you're into the Housewives of Beverly Hills, tune in, tap in. We will definitely be going over the Housewives of Beverly Hills. I appreciate you all. Let's get into the song, and you guys enjoy the rest of your Wednesday and or week if you're watching this at a later time.
It's oh so best. With the play upon the B Money Mine. Welcome to our first EP collab, man. Oakland Vallejo, the Bay Area, stand up. I'm from that town. She from Vallejo. Said let's collab. She said okay. We all should play. Hot potato. Whoever got the hottest buzz. Challenges with it. It's me, I'm the best. Like creative players on hunters, no less. The lines in your forehead just told me to stress it. Got G-O-D on me side, oh, he blessed me. All the lies they tell it's a vaccine. Them acting it's so bad like it's wrestling. Keep my circle so small, it's insane. If you made the cut, then you're part of my team. Just like bowling at pike, golf strikes, no gutter. Attracted to the mind, but I like mine's hotter. She gotta have a pretty face too, no butter. I wonder how she look at her mother. My favorite color's green, but I'll settle for blue. Check until I can't see, I'm only 5'2". Who the fuck made this shit on that track? Meaning if I'm on it, yeah, this shit slap. I'm from the town, she from Vallejo. Said let's collab. She said okay, bro. Said we said we are your look. I'm from that town. She from Vallejo. Said let's collab. She said okay, bro. We don't should play, bro. Hot potato. Whoever got the hottest buzz from the nettle.
Every day we find the silver lining in our life platinum. Lately, how we blinding with our light, we got them that numb. Me and us so speeding on the beat, they call us phantom. No, I'm not a player, how a layer call me stratum. I'm just trying to break bread like split an atom. God gave me all this weight, why? So I can splat them. Lately, how I'm new with my cleats, I'm an atom. When it comes down to my ball, I'm really bad. When it comes down to my plays, I'm never lagging. They keep the real ones in the cage like they don't matter. When they get out, they just go back like they don't matter. We trying to bring the system down, Mad Hatter. Don't ask why we never round, we be dancers. Lately, how we holding it all down, call us plaster. With these dimes, we really blowing mine, but we don't splatter. Damn, how y'all make it to the top, we don't like ladders.
I'm from the town, she from Vallejo. Said let's collab. She said okay, bro. Said we said we are your look. I'm from that town. She from Vallejo. Said let's collab. She said okay, bro. We don't should play, bro. Hot potato. Whoever got the hottest buzz from the nettle.
Pull up with the mix quick, got the drip like Ness quick. Acting picky choosy, but we platinum, we the best pick. Lately how we rockin' every wall, we got the best pick. Lately how we got them tuned in, we be the best nick. Money. Yeah, what's up, Oso? From the town to the D, going crazy. What you mean? What you think? Me and Oso, got it.
Oh, damn. Oh, damn. Yes. Oh, damn. Whoa, 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 whoa.